Actually want to start this video off by showing you guys what an elite team looks like, so just bear with me for 1 second. Let me show you something. Bam! The Jets. Jets. Jets is what an elite team looks like with an elite quarterback and just everything going their way. A rich winning history. Okay, I'm lying. Alright, but I am going to a Jets game tomorrow and I'm very excited, and that's why I'm in Jets apparel. And let's get into week 16 picks, okay? So obviously that was sarcasm. After much internal debate, I've decided to do this vlog in glasses because there's this thing called sight that I enjoy having, and I can read my screen better. So, bear with the nerdy look or whatever. Just get used to it. Alright, so let's do week 16 picks, and let me put this caveat again. I do not pick with this point spread. I pick my winners and losers, and we go from there. Alright, so let's do it, guys. Dolphins at Bills, and I am so sick of the Bills. I am so sick of them. I'm just tired of them blowing games. I'm tired of them shooting themselves in the foot. So let's give this one to the Dolphins, who are still very much in contention for that 6th seed in the AFC. Saints at Panthers, a rematch of what we all know was a disaster for the Panthers, but clean slate. The Saints at home, very elite, non-stoppable machine. They are just crazy. Their offense, defense, clicking on all cylinders. But on the road, totally different story. And then we have the Panthers, who are just wanting revenge in the most spectacular fashion. They want to embarrass the Saints and take the NFC South. So I'm going to give this game to the Panthers. I like them at home. I like their defense to show up, because I don't know where they were against the Saints in New Orleans. I really don't. Do you know where they were? I don't. But they're going to show up in this game. Steve Smith is going to have an epic game, and I really like the Panthers. Cowboys at Redskins. Poor Cowboys. Poor Cowboys. I don't know what last week's meltdown was, but it was typical Tony Romo style meltdown. Everyone will say, oh, what about the defense? We know about the Cowboys defense. Anyone who thought the beginning of that game was going to be any indication of what was to come in the fourth quarter clearly has not watched this team all season long, because they have a bunch of 6th grade gym class students playing defense. So please, it really didn't shock me. But Tony Romo gets all the blame. Tony Romo gets all the credit. So we all know how the quarterback system works. Sorry, kids. But I do like I do like the Cowboys to beat the Redskins, who are an even bigger mess. Let's not even go into detail about them. The Colts at Chiefs. I really like the Chiefs to get this victory, because I went from being the biggest Colts supporter. I call them my dark horse team, but they just completely let me down. Colts have really nothing to play for anyway, so give me the Chiefs in this game. Buccaneers at Rams, very meaningless game, but nonetheless, I like the Rams to win at home. They've been a pleasant surprise. The Buccaneers in the Glennon era, we all know what they are. We all know about the late game meltdowns and then the comebacks after they got on a mini winning streak, so we all know everything about them. Better luck next year. People are going to give them more of a fair shake next year, but they've already blown every opportunity this year. I do expect Shannon to be back, so rejoice there, Tampa Bay. Alright, so the game that I'm going to, Browns at Jets. Obviously, I'm not going to Cleveland. So, would I be biased if I said I like the Jets at home? Who knows? But I won't conclusively pick this game because obviously way too much interest in there. So let's move on to Vikings at Bengals. And I love the Vikings. I love how they've hung in tough every week in and week out. They have just had some very entertaining games. I really like them. And versus the Bengals are a team who I've never believed in, really. And anyone who sees my tweets, who's seen previous vlogs of mine, knows that I've never been a big believer in them. And I think the AFC North is just really still for the taking, because I don't trust the Bengals. I like the Vikings to win this game. And Yep, I'm a Matt Castle believer. I'm a believer. Sorry. Okay, so next game we have is Broncos at Texans. We all know what the Texans are. We all know what the Broncos are. Need I say more? Broncos. Okay, so Titans at Jaguars, another one of those meaningless games, but nonetheless, it's on the schedule, and I like the Jaguars to win. I like the Jaguars to win. Yep, I said it. And Titans, we know the situation with the Titans. So close, but never. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride kind of deal. So give me the Jaguars. We have Giants at Lions, and I could spend an hour going in depth on what I think about the Lions and what they need to do to improve. But alas, we know about Matt Stafford. So, but I do like them to win this game because, as we all know, the Giants are still. We're still looking for the Giants. We don't know where they were last week, so give me the Lions. Patriots at Ravens. This is the game that was flexed out as a Sunday night game. I like the Ravens to win, and I really like the result of the Ravens. I like their last game because their last game is one of those games where when a team wins the Super Bowl, they look back on and go, "Oh, that was the quote unquote impetus that got the wheels rolling." And last year, when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, they looked back at that Chargers game, that fluky fourth and 55, it may have been against the Chargers defense that was converted, and that's what really got their season just skyrocketing. All right, so next is Raiders at Chargers. Now, I like the Chargers. The only week where they just totally did not show up was against the Raiders. So here we are again. And that was a really fluky game because remember, it was like that late Sunday night type of deal. But I do like the Chargers in this game. The Raiders will go nowhere. The Sunday night game of the week is a really fun one. It is the Eagles at Bears. And now the Eagles obviously have the best rushing offense in the league with LaShawn McCoy. Defense for the Bears is the worst against the run. So this is going to be really fun. Both teams are very high scoring. Both have really shitty defense. Really crappy defenses. So it's going to be really fun. And it should be really high scoring. And it should be high scoring for both teams. So it's going to be one of those fun games. A lot on the line. God bless them. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game. I like the Eagles to win the NFC East. I'm sticking with it. Now, the NFC North is just as much as a soap opera, but I think the Eagles are going to clinch. I think they're going to clinch the East. That's just my take on it. All right, to the Monday night game. Let's go to Monday Night Football. It's the last game at Candlestick Park, and it's going to be a one-sided affair because it's the Niners. It's the Falcons at Niners, I should say. Obviously, last game at Candlestick. So, like I said, it's going to be a one-sided affair, kids. It's going to be a disappointing end for the Falcons season, even though there's obviously another week. But it's going to be yet another hard loss for Falcons fans to swallow. Rise up, sit down. So those are my picks for Week 16 in the NFL. We have one more week to go in the regular season, but I'm going to be with you to the Super Bowl. So get used to me. Get used to these picks. All right, guys. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next week. Hope your team wins. Hope my team wins tomorrow. Really excited. So, bye.